Hello, and welcome to IHA Podcast. I am your host, Alienhead, and with me here is John, a.k.a.
I am John, and I am Random Madness.
Thank you. And we are here to discuss and talk about his poetry, and to everybody else who's interested in it. As far as the poetry, it's kind of like the art of its own, basically, So, anyways, John, so when did you start writing your poetry? Or would you...
I've been writing ever since I was, since I could pick up a pencil. It was just, I never really, expressed it to other people. I never really brought it out and read it to other people. It was just something that would just stayed inside me. And, it's been a transformation over the last, let's say, 7-8 months that part of me has just kind of flowered. It's just been coming out of me and I can't stop it. I just keep writing, and I'm sitting there working and just spouting poetry off, and people look at me like, "What the heck are you doing, John?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. It's just coming out of me. I can't stop it. It's like a river flowing, and the dams are no longer working."
There you go. Yeah, and it's very interesting. I've had an artist on here. Well, actually, it was artwork as far as paintings and stuff. It's very interesting to know and just in the diverse. You're the very first on here for the actual poetry, and I like to hear some. If you got something that's real good to share with everybody, it could be deep. Just got to keep it clean. So
it's definitely clean. As far as deep, it goes into the madness of what is to come. And if I could start, we can go ahead and I'll read it for you guys, and we'll talk about a little bit of what the meanings are behind what I wrote. But it starts out, he's coming. Those of us who know him understand these will be no mercy given. These will be no quarter. We understand, for those of us, that those who are still asleep will be wakened with a tremendous jolt, to have the reality they have known stripped away from them. He is merciless, unforgiving, relentless in his march forward to the end. He cannot be bought, bargained with, or stopped. He will bring the end of lies that have been told to us, the lies that keep us from knowing the truth, that we have been asleep for a very, very long time. For us that have been waking up and slowly have been gaining the knowledge of who's been putting us asleep, he will strip the walls of lies, tearing them down to the cores of their foundations. He will not stop. It will end what we know today. And what is to come in the future? Only those who know will be able to know how to survive it. The crumbling house, doing away with the gadgets, the electricity, the satellites. Everything that is known to them will cease to exist when he is through. Nothing will stand in his way. Nothing the government will do can stop him. The churches, it will all end. The religions, the streets will burn with the glowing embers of so-called patriotism. The house of cards they have built will crush them with the weight of their lies. No mercy, no quarter. He marches through the sky and comes forth with a great reckoning that will bring the end of the old and will begin with the new. We all know, those of us who do, what his name is. And if you would like to know that name, all you have to do is think of Pluto. Pluto is known as the world changer, the destroyer, the bringer of chaos, but he's also known by many other names. The transformer, the enlightener, the one who strips all the lies away. We shall live in a great time after Pluto leaves the constellation of Capricorn. And when he does, we shall rejoice in the new bringing and the new laws which really make us free. Now, I wrote that due to a lot of thinking because, studying of the stars and everything that I've looked at and read over my lifetime has led me to one thing. The last time we had Pluto in Capricorn was back 1768, and it didn't end until 1780 something. I don't have the correct. It was probably 1780.
Honestly, brother, that was deep, and I'll tell you right now, I can kind of decipher some of that, as far as not all, but majority of it. You got your government, you got your it's one of those you really can't explain, but you just know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's definitely it's going to be a world changer. That was just something that I've been thinking about due to what I've been reading, and there's a little bit more of the darker side, but
well, yeah, but it does spark a good conversation that I have been thinking about, and me and Kevin were talking about, well, of course, government, but
that's not the only.
I don't want to really get too deep because there's I'm still fresh out of the box with this, and once I get my little bit more foundation, then I really started cracking some heads. But as far as just conversation, not like physically going out doing any bashing, but I'm just saying, like, as far as
to me, that poem represented the waking up. The lies that have been told to us over the TV for the last 25, 30, 50 years, if you go way back when. It's just the generation that's coming after us. We grew up with a babysitter named TV, and mom and dad were at work.
Right.
The babysit, the TV, cable TV, here we go. It was just my understanding of, reading into what Pluto, the transformation that Pluto brings. It's not a bad thing. I never thought it was a bad thing. I always thought it was a good thing because it's bringing us out of that coma that TV has put us in. And it's just more and more people are starting to get away from the gadgets. Yes, it's made our lives easier, but it's also made us very stupid, if you ask me.
It has. It actually, honestly, it's made us stupid.
Because we have at our fingertips all this knowledge, but yet, is all that knowledge the truth? I mean, anybody can go on Wikipedia and change anything they want. And I hear Wikipedia all the time. I'm like, that's something that I can go on and I can tell a lie or put my own little information in there. And, if it's on the internet, it's the truth. No, it's not, people. It's not the truth.
Right. Don't always believe everything you read on the internet.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, it kind of got me stumped there on a few of them, though. But as far as the stars and stuff, I'm not too much in astronomy, but or reading stars. It's very good that you can decipher stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Because it's good to have a diverse of that. So, as far as something new, I guess you can say on this show. Because now I've pretty much got a not astronomer, but not only poetry. I'm writing you down as
because I'm not. I'm still myself.
Well, no, I'm just saying. As far as you got to have. I don't know what the word I'm really looking for, man. My brain's been for the last couple of days, so because I've been really, really, really ramping this thing pretty hard. But anyways.
I'm a little bit intuitive as far as what I've read of astrology. I look at it. I don't let it rule my life. I just use it as a tool to kind of guide me through my life, and it's helped quite a bit. The more that I pay attention to it, the more that I think about what it tells me. What my rising sign is. My rising sign is a Pisces, and if you look on the astrology chart, Pisces is the artist. I'm a full-blown Capricorn. January 10th, I am right there. I don't have a cusp. I mean, I'm not cusp Sagittarius. I'm not a cusp of Aquarius. I'm full-on Capricorn. But if you look at your natal chart and you see which signs were rising or falling at that time you were born, the exact date and time you were born, it'll tell you what kind of melds into your personality. And what it told me was when I finally read it, that, yes, I was serious. You remember me, I was always all serious, doing my crossword puzzle, sitting in my chair and everything.
Yeah. Well, me and George were acting like retards. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, Mark. That was that was a little thing that Joe had going on.
Yeah.
It was always serious, and I was always, oh no, we got to do this. I think we should go this way. But ever since Pluto's been entering into my sign, it is kind of releasing me. It's transforming me into that wanting. Like I said, the poetry's coming out. My guitar playing is getting a lot better. I'm, looking and opening up my mind to a lot of things that I closed it off to before. But, it has always been said that Capricorns are old when they're young, and then they kind of lighten up and get younger as they grow old, which I found was intriguing because, it's kind of like, oh, wow, man, I've been living life the wrong way,
Hey, speaking of that, while we're on this topic, have you ever heard of it's a video called the Book of Secrets, I believe? I could be wrong. I mean, the Book of Secrets. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, I'll get back to you. I believe that's what it is. I tell you what, you watch that video, and there's things that you talked about. Okay, this is a trip. Okay, you got your religion, you got your pagan, you got your astronomy. I guess that'd be classified as pagan, but
it was definitely at one time it was. They put astronomy in with astrology because it was man looking towards the stars for answers.
Right. Now, check this out. Then there's this thing called the Book of Secrets, okay? And open-minded people. I mean, yes, I'm a believer of Christ, so, and I'm not going to deny that. But it's fascinating when you sit back and you listen to what with your story in your life and how things are opening up with your perceptions of things that enlightened you, that opened your eyes to the world or to you, basically. Okay.
Of me and to the outer universe. Yeah, everything,
Okay. So, and then, you got your Christianity. Okay. That'll be another topic way down the road, not anytime soon right now. Well, it's because, trust me. Do what?
I said, oh yeah, don't worry, I trust you, man.
Okay. All right. Now, then you got this thing that's called the Book of Secrets. Okay, the Book of Secrets, it's a trip that they say anything that you... Now, keep an open mind, people, okay? Anybody who's listening to this is not a pagan podcast. This is just really open-minded conversations. I have to, note that because I don't want to get no emails or anything nasty down the line. I can't please everybody anyways. But
please everybody all the time, and
yeah, you gotta make somebody mad. But anyways, the Book of Secrets is something that if you believe in something, you think about it, you think about it. Okay, they say eventually it happens. And there was a guy that lived right next to me many years ago. He told me about all this stuff. I mean, he was a very open-minded person about religion and all that. We sat there and 2-3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and on our patio smoking cigarettes and just talking in general. He never bashed about anything that I had to say, and I never bashed anything he had to say. But he said, open mind, look into this. And I thought, yeah, whatever. I'll look into it later. And then about a year or so later down the line, I just for some, just said, let's go give it a shot. And I looked it up and I listened to the whole hour's worth of stuff. It's very interesting how people in this deal who say if you believe in something it happens. If you believe in something it happens. Well, the same thing as far as religion, and if you pray upon something it happens. See, and with the stars, if you're calling upon the stars, it all relates to one thing. Anything that you think about, it happens.
It can happen, yes.
So, and that's why I said it's not a pagan thing. I believe that, supernatural, but it's just intriguing to have that open mindset that allows me to step out of that one, I guess you say, circle of of a way of living, and just kind of open your mind up a little bit, So, but it's pretty neat that how everything that you think about, if that's the truth, happens. Why does that happen? You got three, actually. Yeah, three. We'll say three. Okay, Christianity, pagan, and I guess two. Not even three. Two. Pagan and because if you think about the third one, it goes in with the second.
We can't forget our Buddhist brothers, and because that part of the world, you got Buddhism, which has been taken by the Japanese and the Koreans. It's kind of been, they've taken it for their own, but it all relates back to Buddha. And then you have, Christ and Christianity, and of course you have the paganisms, which it mainly deals on the earth and with the earth's spirits, so shall we call them. And it just kind of it was Book of Secrets. Man, I'm gonna have to get that author's name and kind of.
No, that's the name of the book. You can look it up on YouTube. Just but just check it out. I mean, like I say, it's. I'm trying to be light-footed, as light as I could be on this. I mean, because you're going to have some people that are like, "Well, I don't believe in God," and okay, well, that's your own personal prerogative, or.
If you don't believe in God, why does it bother you?
and that, and also, I thought you was a Christian. Why you talk about pagan? It's conversation. I don't believe in what what I'm telling you. So I should put viewer discretion is advised, because I've had one person. It wasn't even nothing bad. It was just a couple little slips of the tongue, and yeah, I mean, and needless to say, I try to keep it clean for all. I try to make everything fair, make it all where everybody can come and listen. So that's why Kevin was saying, hey, we need to make one for After Dark. Well, yeah, once we get this up and running, man. If not, it's like confetti right now. I've got this going, I got that going, I've got editing side going. What's that?
I said, understand, people, we are in the test phases of this new adventure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But I'm enjoying it. I mean, even though I get brain farts, because literally for the last 3 weeks, or since
you've been busy, heck, man. I mean.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. Man, I'll sit up 2-3 o'clock in the morning and edit videos for people, or pictures, or make stuff for people. Plus,
Ever since you've asked me to come on, the first time we did the test and check everything out and all that, man, my brain has just been, like I said, it's just been going as far as ideas to throw at you and everything, and but I know it's coming, people. Don't worry, it's getting together.
Oh yeah, and it's getting where I'm gonna have it where I have more and more people on, and more just overall. Then it's gonna get to the side where we're gonna start doing video people. That's gonna be real fun.
Hopefully we don't start forming our own little cliques, like, the poetry people are over here with the books and their pencils, and then we got the the guitar players over there, and they're looking at the poetry guys like, y'all can't do real poetry.
Yeah, right. That is funny, but no, it's gonna be a blast. But see, on your Podbean, also, that's what I was saying. I want you to honestly. I help all who comes across this platform of IHA podcast of anything. I know everybody wants to kind of help me out. I mean, that's great. If you want to come on and talk about but I still want to get you where you're doing I want you to be heard too, man. I want where people go to John or Random Madness and listen to your poetry. To listen to what because you might open up an eye out there for somebody who has something. Someone who you correlate with and really get connect with. That's what it is. It's networking. That's all we're doing, really. I mean, it's networking. I mean, I talk to other podcasters on the Podbean, and I talk to one person on YouTube, not all the time. But no, the chick has helped me out so much as far as how to do stuff, and help not just me, but there's thousands of people who subscribe to her channel, how to do blogging, how to do podcasting, just multiple stuff. So
getting into it all myself, and I'm just like, I'm totally lost. But I'm sitting there with my book going, I'm reading poetry, and screaming out loud, hey, here I am. So, it doesn't bother me that if I don't get noticed. It's fun to do.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. I mean, if it takes a year and I have one person who listens to me, well, great. I mean, man, I've been, I don't consider it wasting my time. I consider it a goal in my life. It's something that I wanted to do. It's kind of like a bucket list, except for, my bucket's really, really big. I'd have to have a couple of lifetimes just to fill it, so.
It's filled with nothing but random.
Right? and the Ironhead alien. IHA.
He's the one that's stirring the pot going, we're going to take you to the stars.
Right? But I tell you, it's because we got upcoming events that, like, let's see, I've got Comic-Con. Yes, I'm a little geeky freaky on that. So, oh yeah, man, George R. Brown will be coming up next couple of months.
Hey, the funny thing about it, the last time I was there, I was doing something for another organization, but yet they were doing work on George R. Brown, and we had all the Comic-Con people coming in to the gun show.
That was funny. I bet you. Ain't nothing worse than a bunch of people, cosplay people all dressed up and going into actual, their fake swords with real guns.
But it was kind of cool because we were all, everybody at the gun club, the gun show, we were just, hey guys, it's down here. We know y'all came in the wrong entrance, but thanks for visiting us. But if y'all want to go to the Comic-Con, it's down that way. Now, don't let me deter you from going into the gun show too.
Yeah, right?
Like bewilderment on their face, like, really? Y'all are going to allow us to come into the gun show? We're like, well, yeah, hey, a cosplay sword and a gun. Hey, there you go. It's just whatever.
Yeah, and say, but yeah, and then you got like PAX South. You got different little deals for gaming, because that's another thing that as soon as Joe gets his internet back up and running, we got some gaming we got to do. So, like I said, I'm telling you, not only podcast this and this, but it keeps. Yeah, I guess you could say old people like us, fresh-minded.
Sit there and throw ideas out to the kids, and they can come back at us with better ideas. It's just kind of, like you said, networking. It's just smashing a whole bunch of ideas together and throwing it against the wall and see what comes out.
There you go. I mean, but, as far as, I see this going, it's just the more I push and the more the people I have on the panel pushing, pushing it out there, getting it out there, your stuff, my stuff, everybody's stuff who comes on here, we talk about what, anything goes.
And that means anything goes, people. Quit getting butt hurt.
Yeah, right? Yeah, right. That's a nice way of putting it right there. It really is. So,
hey, Mark, I'm going to bring you a whole bunch of butt hurt reports, and you can just pass them out to those who get butt hurt, and if they needed a tissue or anything like that, they can mark it down. But, people, this is something that allows the brain to just expand beyond what you know now to what you can know to what you will eventually know. And you just got to accept it. I accept everybody else's idiosyncrasies. Even though it kind of drives me weird, but I still deal with it. I don't sit there and complain about it. I make fun of it. That's, I guess, my way of getting around it. But like, Mark says, can't please everybody all the time.
Yeah, and that's basically, because we're going to have random topics as far as it doesn't have to always be poetry, but, we sparked it with the poetry, and that's basically the title of what this is going to be, because it's just, your poetry kicked off some very good topics for,
It can be about, to me, poetry is anything and everything under the sun. It's what makes you feel good, what makes you feel bad, what makes you feel crazy, what makes you feel mad, it makes you feel loved, it makes you feel your feelings, people. Feel you. Let it come out. Don't stop it. Because the more you try to stop it, the more you try to put yourself back to that sleep. And you just become a numb robot. And who wants to be that? Not me. I'd rather see him, on the TV or whatever, or in the movie theater. But I don't even really do that anymore. Mine come from the books I read, and not on the little computer screen, but actual books.
Oh yeah, hardbacks or softbacks, whatever you prefer.
Paperback or hardback, whatever your preference is, it's just whatever you like, and just open your minds, people. That's all that I would want you to do. Don't take stuff so personally. It's not like we're out there trying to, prove you wrong or anything. It's just, hey man, just don't step on everybody else's deal, just let it go.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, but overall though, I mean, I do have people who listen. And that makes me feel good. It really does. Lets me know that hey, I'm not all that boring. But the first few that I did though were comical. It really was, because just freaking power failure to just other ends of the people
Like a
on
show going on, right?
Oh, it was funny. I mean, if you listen to them, it's. I mean, I crack up every time I hear them. I'm starting to build a pretty good archive on them, but and I got, like I said, I got 2 more people this week to do, and we got Crazy K coming on Thursday, and I'm glad I got this freaking dry eraser board. I'm moving up in the world. I went from from pen and paper, because I don't type stuff on the computer, not unless I'm like really, they're looking for something. But I just look over my shoulder and I see what's going on. So
Pretty soon you'll be moving up from dry eraser board to where you have the little magnets you throw up on the wall. Hey, we're gonna have crazy.
oh, I got those too. Seriously, look. See, I got those as well on the dry. So, but I started thinking, well, I could write notes and stuff, but
Do like a scramble Wednesday. We're gonna scramble it up in who's gonna come out. Sorry about that if it overshot it, but
right. But yeah, I mean, but as far as back on topic real quick, because I'm not gonna. This doesn't sound like needs nothing to really be edited because, in a realistic term, there's now a lot of dead air. So,
right.
but anyway, so as far as with your poetry and stuff, I mean, do your thoughts? I mean, do your ideas and your thoughts, your creativity, does it have a specific? Do you like? It just hits you. I mean, is it inspired by the music that you listen to that kind of helps create it, or is it an emotional? I mean, as far as where does your creativeness come from? As far as when you start writing, the inspiration.
Well, I tried to explain it one time to a friend of ours, and the only thing I could come up with was it's that inner me, that child of me that wrote poetry way back when, but was too afraid to, put it out there to let anybody read it. Who was like always afraid that, would think bad of it or think that it was nothing, and that I'm actually starting to, like I said, after about 8 months, it's kind of transforming to let that guy out. We all have a dual personality. We have that inner us, and then we have the exterior us, the one the shell that we put on for everybody else in the real world. And sometimes I let the crazy guy out. I unlock the door and say, okay, you got the run of the house. And he's over there in the corner writing poetry. It just flows out. I could sit there and I could look at anything like my guitar and just, sit there and write a whole paragraph poem on just my guitar and the color of the strings. Just make it kind of flow. And I always wanted that when I was, younger, to make it flow. And it's just easily by, putting my pencil to the paper and just, I'm gonna.
Were you doing something on your computer just a minute ago?
No, sir.
Okay. I heard a bling bling.
Well, it sounded like you were turning on like a TV in the background to give like a little music or something. I thought it was just you. That's why I just kept on, going.
No, it's fine. I turned my head and I heard this bling bling.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm going to check into that afterwards. 30 minutes.
They're getting into the transmission. They're wanting to hear what we're talking about.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Anyone's going to write that number down so I can check it whenever we're done.
Right. But like I was saying, it's not really thinking about where it comes from now. It's just thinking about it. What would be a good poem? Or what can I express in a poem of how I'm feeling or what I see? It would just boom, it'd come out. I couldn't stop it, so I had to just write it down. And it was bugging me for the longest time, for about I don't know, say 3 or 4 months that, man, I'm coming up with all this great, I'll sit there looking out the window, just sitting there rhyming things, and it's just, wow, really? I'm able to do that, John? Really? No, not serious. John, he wouldn't be doing that, but no, I am. And like I said, ever since then, it's just kind of, my personality is just letting the crazy guy out. I don't know. I think he's kind of.
I honestly, not that it. Everybody at a certain point in time, I think you're starting to get also comfortable as you get older with yourself, because, like you said, everybody's got two sides of them. You got your high side, and you got your side, the dark side that everybody sometimes has. So, if you don't have a dark side, you ain't alive.
Right, you're weird.
And it's not necessarily dark, like, demented. It's just a side that you don't show people. I mean, I want to say two faces. That's something that I gotta quit hitting the table because that does get loud. No, it does when I'm like going back and dunk. But
everybody has that split personality that we don't show. It's because we're afraid to show him. Well, I'm not afraid to show him anymore. You know what? Everybody who has known me for the longest time, and I kind of posted this on Facebook, was I wrote a big thing, to prove to one person that no matter what I wrote in this paragraph, those who truly know me know that that's me. And it, because she thought it was a determination. But the person was sitting there going, oh, you're going to, run your friends off and this, that, and another. I'm like, well, if they haven't run off, by now, then I guess they're just as crazy as I am. And, but
it's like just, someone told me one time, I don't mean to cut you short there, it makes more, what is it, because it makes, how'd they put it? It takes more than one person for the world to go round or something. In other words, if everybody was the same, it wouldn't be the world.
That'd be a pretty dull world. Stop it. I want to get off. I'll jump on the moon.
Right, yeah. Even if we ever made it there. But anyways, another topic, another day. But yeah, I got some conspiracy theory thoughts too, but that's, like I said, further down the pipeline. I've got stuff I gotta for other days, because we're on. I don't mean to jump off topic like that, but anyways, man, what were we saying? I rudely interrupted you on that.
Oh no, it's just I got tired of keeping that pent up part of me that was the free. How should I put it? That was the funnier side of me. I'd learned to coop him up and keep him locked away because I had to be serious for work and serious for this and serious for that. Well, you know what? I'm getting too old to stay serious. After I guess I hit my 41st birthday, it was just like, you know what? I'm going to act a little crazy, and if people don't understand that, then I guess they never really understood me. Because those who know me in those private times where we actually talked and got into deep conversations, they saw that part of me. They knew that of me way back when, and it was just, I always had to keep that undercover because it would get us in trouble.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yes, and to let him out of the cage, but he's still on the leash. To let him out of that cage and let him explore, it's enlightened me a hell of a lot more. Sorry, folks. It's enlightened me quite a bit more than what I used to be into thinking outside the box. Because that's what I always tell my daughter. Think outside the box, and you'll solve that problem 3 different ways before the other person solves it one way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that is true. I mean, who would have thought in a million years that we sit here running a podcast show?
I did have a vision of us doing it as far as on like a radio, but that's archaic, man. Let's do it on pod. That way the aliens can hear us too.
Oh yeah, but as far as getting an actual, if we really got technical for a show, it'd only be internet, because I'm not, gonna spend that kind of money on setting up a station somewhere in a tower and all that FCC regulation. I mean, it's still kind of regulated, but that's what Stitcher radio is. It's you can put your podcast shows on there, and there's also so many other platforms out there that I've been looking at and looking at and want to become affiliate and want this that and the other, but it's getting there slowly but surely. But it will eventually turn into if I keep doing the way I'm going, it will. So, that's good.
Yes, it is. It's very good. At any time you need me to come on and just whatever. I mean, I'm always, willing to come on and, read poetry or talk about just anything you want to. Just the madness of being a human being.
That's basically it. Just general overall, general talk is what I put on the board. But, that kind of stuff. I mean, it could be
tearing down a 350 motor. Come on over. We'll put you on.
Yeah, right.
305, and if I can get some pointers, hey, I'll toss you in there.
Toss you in the motor or toss you in the idea? No, but
toss you in the ring so we can get some ideas for fixing our motors.
But yeah, I mean, it's just general talk conversation, like that's what we're having, and that's because, like I said, it could. I mean, once I build up a little bit more stuff, because I mean, I got stuff written down for Thursday. I have nothing for tomorrow, for Wednesday. So, and then tonight I was like, yeah, we go ahead, talk about the poetry, and then kind of got thrown in this direction here. So, but
it's like, we're doing the poetry, and then John grabs you by the arm, go, let's go this way.
Yeah, right. It's like off topic.
There, but come on, let's go this way. I got something I want to show you. I was just sitting here while you were talking. I was just thinking. I looked over at my thing of chips or chocolate chip cookies. I don't want to say the name because I don't want no infringing rights or anything like that. But I'm going, oh chocolate chip. Why do you have to have a Reese's, peanut? You can add it, but a Reese's peanut butter cup added to you. Why oh why? Why did they destroy that sweet nestling taste of the chocolate chip just to add a Reese's to it? And I just. I'm sitting here thinking, well, man, that would actually be a good one. Yeah, I ought to go ahead and just complete that out. And I was like, well, let me tell Mark about it because that was actually I just wanted to put that up with you.
You was talking about copyright infringement. It's kind of like, well, if it doesn't hit YouTube, I seriously doubt, because YouTube is real bad. I mean, brother, you got to watch what you say, the music title. You copyright infringement, and the only thing they'll do is just shut you down for a while. But or if you get 3 strikes, you'll have no longer have a channel.
I'm sitting there trying to think of a different word besides using Chips Ahoy and Reese's Pieces. I was like, what can I use? Okay, let's slam that together, and maybe I can make it work. But no, I couldn't find another word for Reese's. Like what can we use besides Reese's? A peanut butter cup? That'd be good. So chocolate chip. Why do you have a peanut butter cup slammed against you? Why are you that way?
So, okay, now, that's...
Mark, you there? Hello? Damn. Stopped at 56 minutes, darn it. He dropped out. You still there? You still showing you're live? Come on, Mark.
Just died.
Oh, there it goes. Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, kind of like it just dropped out. Uh-oh, the Chips Ahoy people are coming after me. Here they come. They're coming through the window. Oh, no. Oh, I guess we shouldn't have talked about the Chips Ahoy.
No. Okay, now I know it. How did that freaking...
It dropped out at about 56 minutes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I heard you like, shit. But and I have to edit that out. But
I thought I was trying real hard not to curse.
But that's okay. If we I could put a loop or a dead space in there and stitch it in there. But
a 2-second delay or something.
Yeah, but no, what it was somehow on my audio, because if I drop it, I don't know what happened. If it drops, I can manually drop myself.
Right, like that, yeah.
And then I come back.
Right.
Man, some
That's
weird
need to throw in the little
stuff is happening here. I don't know. First I hear dinging, and I don't know. So,
people, we are being visited. They're trying to talk to us. All you have to do is just open your eyes.
Yeah, right? I mean, wow, I don't know. Maybe the government is tapping into me now. That was weird. That really was. I was just sitting here, I don't know. That thing that ding was, I had some cords up on the keyboard. It was pushing down on something.
No. It wasn't, from what I could tell, it wasn't a keyboard sound. It actually sounded like a TV, like a part of a Bugs Bunny, it's just weird.
He
Kinda like-
said, no, you're picking up the living room, and he probably could be, but he really could. Because this thing can, if this gain on this microphone gets up too high, I could pick up things on the other side of the house.
Wow, really? Ooh, that's a good microphone then. But no, it sounded like, to me, it sounded like a cartoon.
Huh.
Yeah. And were you just messing with it just then and there?
No, just now what you're probably hearing
It was
is
going in and out.
that you're hearing that too. That's Skype.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's Skype. Somehow Skype must have dropped or did something. I don't even have Skype up.
Skype, oh, please be nice. Skype, oh, don't drop us.
Yeah, I know, right? Don't drop me on my head.
Come on, guys. Hey, we just did a special for you. Hey, Skype. How many more times do I got to say it before you'll let us stay on the line?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know. See,
Advertisement.
yeah. Hey, I noticed on yours. Do you have actually, what I found out was really good on podcasting. I've had two interviews. Both of them were off the phone, and man, I'm talking about crystal clear.
We started out like that. We started out doing it the Hangout, or we were doing it on my phone, and then I switched over to Skype, and it was like, you were like, wow, and that came in super crystal clear. That's why, when I turned on my computer, I was just, okay, let's jump on Skype real quick. I know Mark should be calling here soon. And as soon as he saw my little green egg come on, and boom, and just not more than 10 seconds, boom, you were calling me, and here we are.
Oh yeah. See, and I noticed when you're not talking, I've got cut this down a little bit. I've got I can hear a roar behind you.
Really?
Yeah.
I turned off the window AC that I have. I turned it off. I made sure pretty much all my fans were off except for the ceiling fan, and it's going kind of slow. But a roar, really? Ooh, does it sound like an animal?
Like a jet behind you. You might have your mic pinged out too high.
No, I turned the mic down because I didn't want it being too loud, and the speakers were reverbing a little bit, so I closed that down a little bit. I'm pretty much at the lowest settings that I can get to. Let me go to the mic and see what it does. Hopefully I don't start making a bunch of noise, but
that's fine. I mean,
okay, I'm just gonna
technical difficulties here. Put the music on.
Well, I got Skype turned down. The volume for Skype is at, come on, show me the percentage. Come on now. It's at 44, and then the system sound, which it's not pushing anything. Like if you talk, it doesn't. But the device, I have it on the external speakers with the external mic, and that's at 70. I could turn it down just a little bit more.
Oh no, it's just when it just might be just a bad connection somewhere.
It could have been a car going by, because I just heard that car going by. I was going to ask you, hey, did you hear that? But we were kind of conversing, in between that, and you probably didn't hear it.
Right, but anyways, it's all good. So it's yeah. I was just thinking instead of sitting trying to,
What I would like to do, if you don't mind, there is a poem that I would like to read, and it's by a man named it's from the book called Words to Fit Thoughts. Poems by, I can never say his name right, but I'll try, Wellhalter. And it starts out, whatever. Sure, the world is hectic, and things go wrong at times, but most of it is pretty fair, except for the pains and crimes. The sun, wind, growing things, the tender glance of love, all that live beneath the ground, and all that live above, combine to be the place we live, for better or for worse. It's yours to have, just either way, like or hate and curse. Those are the little short poems from this book, and every time I kind of do it at random. I'll just grab the book and I'll just open it up at any spot, not even really pick a page, just kind of take my thumbs and open it up. And like the next one, it says wreckage. And
I was gonna say, I read that one because you went through that other one pretty fast.
It's like, okay, in this one it starts out, it's called Wreckage. The storm is past, and as we see the gentle rolling of the seas, and turn to view the damage wrought, we learn a lesson it has taught. Slander not like Slander, not unlike a storm, wields a mighty crushing arm. If you see it, rise to strike. Cushion the blow to those you like.
Huh. I like that one.
Well, me too. I mean, in this whole book, I mean, I can just sit there and just open it at random. Here goes another one. You open a random. No comment. Starts out, that's the title of it. No comment. No comment means an awful lot. No matter where it's said, it means a lot of different things and leaves a subject dead. It means that I may hurt myself or that I may hurt you. It means I'd better hold my tongue. It's surely best I do. It means that what I'm thinking, I'd better not reveal. It means that if I say it, you'll know just how I feel. I say it to confuse you and make you wonder why, to never know the answer, no matter how you try.
Now that was real good.
And it was just, and this guy, you know, he basically, you know, the inside of the book, it just, he was basically, he was basically a salesman of insurance. And for the longest time, you know, he had all girls, or I think, he had 4 girls. And he just basically did nothing but insurance. But when he got in his older life, when he got, you know, old to sit down and, you know, think about things, he just sat there and wrote all these nice little poems. I mean, they're not all nice, people. They can get pretty dark. But for the darkness, there is light. And for the light, there is darkness. He doesn't hold anything back, and these are just little tidbits of, you know, his mind as he grew older and his kids grew older, and a lot of them have to do with his kids. I know he just popped up in another one random.
Now, what book are you reading?
It's called Words to Fit Thoughts.
Okay, and the author?
Wellholter, Welhoelter.
Okay, that's for those of anybody who's interested and want to know more about what you're reading.
Right, and you know, this book was published. Let's see, I know it's at least 1976.
I was born.
Now here's one of my, and like I said, I just opened this up to random just by picking it, you know, just count what, and then just popping it open. The next poem, it says, seems to me. Out of each life there is something that must be accomplished in time, not at the start or the beginning. From then we are learning to climb. Not in the teen or the fun years, when life is all love and sublime. But shortly the challenge eagerly seems to appear. Accomplishment must be dealt with. The problem is now and here. We must be responsible adults, willing to act without fear. These are the years for the doing. It's now or never, you know. For swiftly the busy time passes. It's desperate to watch as they go. You race to attain that great goal with seeming little to show. Then the mellow years drift in slowly, and the past is so easy to see. All the young dreams of the future are here, or they were not to be. The thing that we did was the living, a joy in itself, seems to me. And you know, poems don't always have to rhyme, people. They don't.
Yeah.
Or whatever. They can just be off the wall. You take Japanese, they do haikus. You know, it's basically a poem that kind of ends abruptly and makes you think about it. And when I first started really thinking about my poetry and how I should write it, I went on and, you know, I went on to the literature sites and was sitting there, asked the question, what are the different types of poetry? And I'm sitting there thinking there's only like 5 or 6 of them. People, there are like 30 to 50 of them. I mean, different styles and, you know, how it's written. And I'm like, you know what, let me just close this down and not even pay attention to it. And let me just write what I want to write. How I feel is how I feel. It comes out. I cannot stop it. And, you know, to me, I've had a lot of people that have actually read those poems too, and they just kind of look at me like, wow, John, really? You can write poetry? I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like poetry to me when it comes out, when I read it and think it, but I don't know how other people see it. But then again, I really don't. How should I say? I don't want to be rude, but I don't care. I mean,
And sometimes you got to have that attitude, you really do.
it's
Because,
it's for me to write, not and for you to hear. But you can always put your fingers in your ears.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Is if we spent all the time, and I think it's what a lot of us, some of us growing up, and well, I say people we know, some of us, we were held back by our own fears of wondering what our peers are going to think of us. Say, like, we were metalheads back in the day. What if I said, what, I'll hang out with the Kickers for a while? You know how people look at me like, really? Poser?
Well, you know what? I was that poser. I went ahead and I like dressing up in cowboy boots and in nice clothes and wearing a hat and a big belt. Well, not a big belt buckle, but a nice shiny one. It made me look handsome. I have to admit to myself. I really didn't care what other people thought, and I still dress like that today. I still have my street clothes. I go in my Vans and. Oh, sorry, we need to edit that out.
That's all right. Like I said, now if you got, say, 1,000 viewers and we was on multiple platforms, well, yeah, we'd have to watch what we say.
Right, and I'm too old to ride a skateboard anymore, and I'm sure not going to get on a bike if I can help it. But I stopped caring what other people thought. And it's just what I thought. But hey, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's not going to hurt my feelings none. I've moved past that onto the realm of what pleases me.
Right.
Pleases other people. And that falls back into the topic, well, you're not going to please everybody all the time, so I'm going to just please the person that I really need to please, and that's myself. And, with this platform, thank you, Mark, for, letting me do what I love doing. It's something that I've always wanted to express, but never had the words, and like I said, it just seems like I can't shut up.
I see. That was me if you heard that. But anyways, yeah, that's the whole that was. Now I know where the noise is coming from. Okay.
What's that?
It's I just plugged my phone to charge, and apparently I bumped this. That's what that noise was. Okay, problem solved. But the USB was loose, and I just pushed it in there, and it made that noise. So. But that's the whole point of the platform. The platform's for people to come on here and be themselves to a degree with the, got to kind of, watch the mouth a little bit, but, just be yourself. The only person who's going to get judged, there's going to be judgmental people no matter if you're doing it good, if you're doing it bad. There's always somebody out there who's going to judge. So,
right. And I always tell people, if you're going to sit there and point a finger, that one finger, look how many are pointing back at you. Because if you're going to start pointing fingers, there's, it's not the person that you're pointing the finger at that has anything wrong. It's those three pointing back at you. So you need to examine yourself and not the other person. Because if it's doing something to stir a feeling in you or an emotion, maybe you need to look deep within yourself and answer those questions that you're afraid to answer. Because I was, and I finally answered them. It's helped me immensely.
Oh yeah, it's just like I used to be a fear of talking in crowds. Not anymore.
Exactly.
Now it's like, it's just, I always had that, I guess bad teeth, not that. I guess it was just, overall, just what are people going to think? I have to edit some stuff out. But, anyways, it wouldn't be a podcast if you didn't have stuff edited. So, but, anyways, yeah, it's just, you got that fear inside. What are people going to do this? So you kind of hide and be yourself. But, like you said, the older you get, the more, I guess, relaxed and comfortable you get in your skin, and you just don't care.
Right. Well, we break those bonds, or those chains, as we should call them, of what we were taught at a young age, to be afraid of, what other people might think. You'll be pushed out of the crowd. You'll be that loner against the wall smoking your cigarettes like we were.
Yeah.
And for those, those who listen to the podcast, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Northbrook, high school, the wall, and smoking. But then we had to move over to Kentwood Village, and
In the mornings.
yeah.
And in the afternoons, we either went to a car or just left.
In the afternoons, it's like almost want to break out into a show tune or something, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, right.
But and I just, like I said, man, I'm trying to think of, hey, Mark, when can I come on next? I don't want to be, but then I got to sit back and go, well, you know what, John, sit back. When he wants you on, he'll bring you on, But it is exciting to be able to do something like this too.
Oh man, like I say, it's an adventure. I tell you. See, and I've got, like I say, I've got people,
You start reading Rainbow Tune, I'm gonna reach through the mic and grab you. It's on the reading Rainbow.
Everybody gonna be like, "Hey, was John okay?" Yeah, John's fine. That's just John. So, it's just like,
We've heard from him in a while, and we hardly ever hear from him on Facebook. Well, as that, it's I don't know. I get on there, and it's kind of like, well, I want to say some stuff, but then it goes completely south. I start on one topic, and you know what? It got to the point where I had to remove myself from there because I was just becoming too angry of a person. I'm like Elmer Fudd, and I'm going to get those guys, and so I basically removed myself from there and just started doing other things. And
that's yeah. I mean, because we said, that's one thing you could read.
Cowboy, or what was it? I did not want to become that keyboard cowboy. It's like, well, I'm going to just get out. And I've been, getting out a lot more and dealing with my social anxieties, as I call them. And Jessica, Jerry, if you hear this podcast, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't wait to see you guys next time. But, it's been a relief to be able to come out of that shell and quit being afraid of, myself. This is me. Hey, what are you going to do? This is me. You either like me or leave.
Yeah, that's.
You pat me on the head and go, poor John. When did you lose it? Well, I lost it a long time ago.
Right. Hey, I'm trying to find a different setting on this mic. I keep messing with this. I'm doing the podcast, so you hear a thump. But anyways,
it's not me over the head. People believe me. I'm still the same me. Well, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're just more of open than you was before, really. So,
all right.
But but and you get more comfortable with getting on here talking, because I'm pretty sure right now you got a little bit of stage fright. Trust me, I get it every now and then. I mean, heck, two times. This is the second podcast that I've had to restart over because it's just initial, but once I do it 100 times over, it gets comfortable. I mean, I'm comfortable, chit-chatting and talking and conversations, as far as answering questions and stuff. I've learned don't write notes just because you'll never necessarily read off of them.
Right.
I mean, I'll have a ton of...
I started reading my poetry, and it's kind of like, I know I slurred a couple... No, people, I have not been drinking, not yet. I wish I had a beer. But, misspeaking a couple of words, it's like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm going to just keep going. It's kind of like playing a guitar. You fucked up. Oops. You messed up, but you can't stop. You got to keep going. You can't break the rhythm. You can't, what is everybody, if you're sitting there playing in a band, are you going to stop and go, okay, guys, I messed up, and you got all these people looking at you, they're going to be like, okay, no, you keep going and you just play past it.
I just realized something what I'm doing is, as we're talking, I got this new dry eraser board, and I've got the schedules, and right up below it, I got this big open spot. So every time something goes south, I write the time on there, and I'll have a oops meter. I guarantee you when I have Kevin, it's going to be the whole entire board, but he's pretty good. He's learning to keep it down. I think everybody who's on this panel has kind of got excited, as far as what's going to be, the future holds with the IHA team and podcast members. So,
it's kind of like I used to sit in my truck and go, hey man, wouldn't it be cool, if we could, but we never thought of this, but we were thinking of other things, and it's like, and then when it actually, one of us put a brain cell together and came up with something, and started asking his friends, hey man, you want to try? Here, I mean, I can remember, when Karen asked me about it, because you had asked her first, hey, do you think John will come? It's like, hell yeah, I mean, no problem. And then we got together on the phone, and it was just like, we spent like an hour just talking while I was driving, and just coming up with just random stuff. What we could do, and what he could, basically bring on to the body. It's just anything and everything. Nothing's no holds bar.
That's right. As long as it's not, racist or too offensive to the point where, I start getting hate mailed, and then that's not gonna happen. So,
then you're gonna have to bring out the possum boy, like, and crack, the banjo over somebody's head, and we just had to get him out of here,
Right.
Yeah,
stuff over. But you'll be on. You'll be a future. I'll have everybody come on as many times as I can because like I said, once you get more research is something right now. So once you get more comfortable talking, you do a few of these. It gets where the nerves calm down. Because I know when like Angel was my first actual podcast interview. Man, you're talking about freaking nervous at first. But there's nothing to be nervous about, So.
Because I've never really seen Angela nervous, I think you were probably more nervous than she was.
No, I mean, she's cool, calm, collected. You can hear it in her voice. Me, it was like, but, of course, brain farts, but, it happens. But like I say, once you get going on it, get a couple of more interviews that start getting further and further into it, it gets easier. It really does. It gets almost like I'm over here texting, talking, and multitasking now. Before it was I was glued onto the screen.
Watching the dials going up and down.
Yeah. Now I just look at one, and every now and then, just to make sure. Like just a minute ago, when you said you still there, I was like, yeah, I'm still here. But it was weird.
I can't hear you, Mark. You've gone and left me in the darkest void of my poetry.
But, anyways, do you have any more that you want to share?
None that are completed right now, but I would love to come on next time and be able to read them to everybody. It's a lot of them are still kind of unfinished. There were like 3 or 4 of them, but when Mark asked me to come on this time, I actually started reading back over. And I'm like, I need to do a little editing, and because it was just fast jotting down what was coming out of my mind at that time, and at that present time it sounded great, to me, and you got to go back and read your own stuff quite a few times in order to allow the brain to reabsorb what it just spat out. Because, like I said, it's random madness. I mean, it just comes out, just like gibberish sometimes. But, a lot of it is, still in works. And I love doing it. I mean, it's just, I can sit here and just, think of poetry as far as, what I look at. Like, I'm sitting here looking at my flag, which my leather vest with all my, patches on it. I'm going, what a nice leather vest. You keep me warm and dressed. The patches that are on it make it seem that I'm one mean mother, but I'm really just me.
Right.
Like that. I mean, that's actually, in my mind and what I've heard, that's poetry. It's whatever comes out. It's the feeling that comes out. When I look at a certain item or think of a certain situation or think of a certain person, the time and the feeling, the imagine or the images that are coming out of my mind, I'm trying to put it down on paper, but it always doesn't work because my mind's going 1,000 times faster than what my hand can actually write. And I've actually gotten hand cramps going, come on, keep up. And folks, sometimes it just doesn't work, and you got to force yourself to slow down. And believe me, next time I come on, if y'all like, I will definitely have quite a bit more to read. But I just wanted to do that one main, and kind of throw the other author in there, just to kind of give an idea of, it's just random stuff, man. It could be happy, sad, mad, glad. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever you want and whatever we can talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much kind of rambled in off topic, which that's good because you can't, if you stay too much on the same topic. Trust me.
gets boring and drone.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Mr. Dunn, and the Bueller. You know, it gets into that where it just becomes uninteresting, and you really don't catch a glimpse of the host or the guest. You know, that has to happen. You have to have that magic that happens between us. And like you were saying earlier, you know how you were uncomfortable. You know, not uncomfortable, but a little where you were hesitant.
Yeah, it was just, you know, you get,
I couldn't wait to talk. You know, this is like
you get, I mean, like I said, you get, you do it a couple times, and you know, sometimes I find out whenever you just think too much about it, that's when you mess up. I mean, but luckily you have editing, and luckily, you know, we did a couple of takes, got it right, and you know, eventually you'll come on and it'll just be a breeze. So.
well, and I do want you to, you know, like I said earlier, you know, send me those videos about the, you know, how to do my own stuff. I mean, because I'd love to be able to, you know, say, hey, this is Mark Alien Head, and you come back and say, that's random madness, you know, do like a, you know, a duo gig or whatever. I mean, whatever the future holds is whatever the future holds is whatever we want, you know. And hey, man, I'm looking forward to, you know, more and more. You know, it's just, why not? Why not do it? You know,
That's what I'm saying. You know, if you, I mean, I've got the resources. I'm not a shy person. Not shy. That's not the right word. Selfish person. If you want to learn something, I could do a tutorial. Like I said, I could do screen capture. I could just show you step by step and through editorial of how to get it done, how to make a wave to an MP3 file to an MP4 file. And then sometimes you kind of just want to play around with yourself because it's a professional recording software.
I'm not gonna do that, Mark. I'm not gonna play with myself. No, but people, that would be great. I mean, if everybody got together and did one of these, man, can you imagine how wild it would be? I mean, just with the thoughts that come out of everybody's head, and to allow people to come out of their shell. You know, I could see it as a, you know, a great thing. You know, it might be a little maddening, but you know, hey, that's why.
Yes, because I want to have Joe, Kevin, you, Angela, or you know, because it holds up to 25 people on Skype. So
that'd be sweet.
You know, and have it just, you know, I want to do it on my 100th episode.
Well, hey, just, you know, send me those links and send me, you know, the steps and everything, and let me get to cracking on, you know, learning this stuff, man, because it is interesting, you know, things. Like I said, going in there and, you know, buying my own domain. I mean, I want to learn how to set up a website, you know, or do whatever, and feature you on it, or, you know, feature whoever, Angela, you know, anybody and everybody. It's free thought. You know, I'm tired of the control. I'm tired of people telling us what we can and cannot do. Well, this is what we can do. And if you don't like it, stick your fingers in your ears and go,
right.
Because I'm not going to try and silence you for going, but, you know, don't silence us. Don't try and put us in that box again. And, you know, don't, and like my inner self, but still, yeah, don't put me back in the cage. I'm happy out here, you know, and well, be a good boy and you can stay out. Oh, okay. You know, it's just let it out, people. And that's the main, you know, one of the main reasons why I come on is because I just want to let it out. And I want others to let it out too, because it's, we don't talk to each other anymore. We text each other, and the feeling and the emotions don't come through on that text. And sometimes we misconstrued what people were saying, and we end up each other.
That's a very good topic there. That's a matter of fact, I'm gonna write that down. It's because, you know, that is the real truth as far as when you're texting somebody, you're not talking to that person.
Exactly.
And you can put it in the right caps and the way it's supposed to go, but
I'm yelling at you. I don't know why you're yelling at me. You know, it's when people text me, I kind of look at it like, okay, and then because, you know, Karen would tell me, God, if you don't text them back, they're gonna get mad. I'm like, if I really want to, you know, talk to them, I would have called them, you know, because I want to hear their voice. Actually, you know, I've been getting to the point where, you know, I want to step away from that stuff and actually get face to face and, you know, talk to somebody. You know, hey, grab them by the shoulders. Hey, it's me. You know, not that little gadget you're holding, you know, texting you or telling you or saying who I am. No, man, it's me. because we all need to reconnect with each other. The technology that we had that we got is actually separating us instead of bringing us together. That was the ultimate gig, when it first came out, was to connect all of us. But it's actually all made us separate from each other. We don't interact with each other anymore, except through a text message, or an emoji, or a Snapchat. Come on, people, wake up.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I totally agree. I mean, and that's what's making us lazy these days, and that's what's the technology. It's gotten this where it's advanced, and we just got stupid. The people who invent the stuff is smart, but the people who are using it are not that bright.
I got Kindle. I have Amazon. I can sit there and download books all I want, but you know what? I want to feel that book. I want to turn those pages and smell the book. You're dulling your senses, is what I think of it. You're becoming like the kids nowadays that play too much video games. They're desensitizing themselves. They don't understand that. Hey, man, that's just a video game. You go out there and shoot somebody with a real gun or something. That's the end of their life. It's not going to get a play over or anything. And it's up to us to bring our children back to that. But you know what? I have the feeling inside that they already know that, and they're already starting to step away themselves. They're not waiting for us to take it away from them. They are realizing that, hey, maybe I need to put this down and go outside and smell the air even though it stinks, or look at a tree even though it's kind of turning brown. Hey, it's alive, and we all need to come back alive, to live our lives. Step away from the technology, people.
There you go. Well, to be honest with you, that'd be a good topic for another show. I'm fixing to go ahead and wrap this one up. It's not really late, but by the time I get done doing stuff on this, as far as listening, make sure it's going to be really late. So, but well, John, it's been really nice having you on, and I will have you on again. Trust me.
Pleasure, Mark. It's been a pleasure.
So folks, once we get his poetry up and going, and I will be sending y'all his direction too, and him coming back on as well.
There'll be more to come.
Oh yeah. So, anywho, for ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all tuning in and downloading, and y'all know the drill, how to do the likes and the comments, and on Facebook for sure. I'm not going through all the drama and saying all the platforms tonight, so because they should know by now. If not, then there'll be descriptions and links on the Facebook page. So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alien Head signing
Random Madness.
Signing off, and until next time, we will just have a good evening.
We'll beam the transmission to you shortly.
Yes. Well, anyways, John, you have a good one, and you enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of your week, and I'll have this up in about a day or so.
All right, Mark, I appreciate it, man. You had a real good time. Thank you very much, guys, and y'all have a good evening.